After the winter of discontent, the nation was in turmoil. People were terrified of further strikes. Industry was still struggling, and there weren't enough jobs. People were People had begun to call Britain the sick man of Europe. In May 1979, the Conservatives, led by Margaret Thatcher, won the general election. It was up to them to save the nation from disaster. Thatcher was nicknamed the Iron Lady because of her strong leadership, believing Britain had become a nanny state, one in which people relied on the government to look after them. She wanted people to work hard to make a profit for themselves. She was determined to revive the economy and stop the strikes. Thatcher sold off the big industries that Clement Attlee had nationalised. Within the government's support, many of them went bankrupt and millions lost their jobs. She changed taxation to make it easier for the rich, but harder for the poor, hoping that this would force people to find better jobs. She allowed people to buy their council houses so they could own their homes instead of renting them. Slowly but surely, the economy improved. Fuel prices dropped thanks to cheap oil from the North Sea. Many yuppies became rich, but unemployment and poverty got worse, making Thatcherism unpopular. Nevertheless, in 1981, the wedding of the Queen's son, Prince Charles, to Lady Diana Spencer lifted the nation's spirits, and the next year Thatcher led Britain to victory over Argentinian in the Falklands War. To many, she was a national hero. In 1984, Thatcher faced up to a mass miners' strike. The miners had heard that the government planned to close down 20 coal mines, which would cause huge job losses. The government, meanwhile, had stored up plenty of coal and oil, so the strike wouldn't cut off Britain's power. After a year, the miners couldn't afford to live any longer without wages and had to go back to work. Thatcher had won, but the victory was not to last. In 1989, Thatcher tried to introduce a community charge, which became known as poll tax, to pay for local government. Most people were furious because everyone had to pay for the same amount of money, no matter how rich they were. There were more riots in the streets, and soon Thatcher's own party refused to support her. After 11 years, the Iron Lady stood down. She worked as a chemist before going into politics. As an MP, she became known as Margaret Thatcher when she abolished free milk in schools.